Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. As you all know, I'm Stacey Pigmentation, chilling with somebody very special in my life. If you know me, then you know there's somebody called
Prince Nasdaq.
Yay! So you can introduce yourself.
First thing that I want to say is thank you for giving me the opportunity to present myself. Actually, it's going to be something special because there's going to be a lot of recognition through it, I'm sure.
Yes. Now we need you to really tell us about yourself, like your humble beginnings. Where did Prince Nasdaq start? Why Prince Nasdaq the name? And yeah, all of that.
Okay, actually, my real name is Admire. I'm sure a lot of people have heard you calling me Admire on Instagram, and they're wondering how come people call me Prince Nasdaq, but you calling me Admire. My real name is Admire. That is why, even back then when I was doing music, my name was Prince A. That A stands for Admire. Then when it came to the industry of Forex, that's when I started calling myself Prince Nasdaq. The name Prince came from a friend of mine back home that I grew up with. We attended I would say from grade 0 together until around grade 4 when I moved to SA. That's when I came to South Africa, and I haven't seen that guy since 2008.
So he gave you the name Prince Nasdaq.
Yeah, so
I wonder what you would do with Nasdaq so much to just receive such a good name. So guys, as you know that Prince has been in my life for a very long time. He knows my humble beginnings and how I got to this point whereby I was a good trader, right? So now I felt like the channel needed people who are very genuine and who know where we come from, actually, unlike somebody we don't know, that we're going to talk about things that do not exist. Now we're going to talk about things that we went through together, the struggles of Forex. Now, tell me about your struggles, Prince, like where you have started and how was it having to like leave school and then start trading. Let's start there.
okay, the first thing that I went through is for me to involve myself or getting myself into Forex. It's been caused by the situation at home. You know, when you come from a poor background whereby you have nothing to do, you cannot see yourself anyway just because of you don't have money to pay school fees, so you cannot even go further with studies. I had nothing to do, I had no choice, so I had to look for something that can generate money quick. Although it didn't come up that way, the way I expected that it should be, you know, I thought it was a quick thing about just like get into Forex, things boom up so quick, but it didn't happen like that. So where I started exactly is after my grade 12, I had to, actually I didn't write some subjects
Okay.
because of some certain reasons. I didn't do much well on some subjects. Then I had to go on a sort of a program whereby they would tell you that okay, you write few subjects, then you write then the other ones they're coming here.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? If things are going to be like this, I'm not going to continue at school.
Yeah.
Then I was like, what's the plan if I'm going to give up? Because it actually started in grade 11 whereby I met someone who introduced me to Forex. People, you know, when something is just starting, people come up with fake accounts and all that.
Yeah.
Start telling you that we're trading, we're doing all those kind of things. But as time went by, that's when I realized that, you know what, people are trading demo accounts. But
Powerful.
by the time that I was still in grade 11,
Yeah.
it was hard, you know, to get funds. Because I couldn't like get money for lunch even at school. I couldn't like, you know, we used to be those boys who used to like combine 3 rand, 5 rand, we buy snacks, we eat together.
Oh yeah.
So it was something tough for me to get started in Forex. I didn't know anything. We used to go and open the charts by the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I had to think of a plan. Then someone introduced me to some guy who used to have a shop by showgrounds.
Yeah.
That's when I went there and I started selling cold drinks and tea around June, and as well as cookies. I used to do a lot of things there because remember it's a church. So they used to sell a lot of things.
The ECG church.
The ECG, yeah, the ECG church. So they used to sell a lot of things there. So that's when I started selling and selling and selling. So Actually, I sold there for over a year. Like, I used to go there after school. This thing whereby after school, I have to make sure that I prepare myself around 4. Then I go and sell. Around 1 o'clock, I get back and then I sleep. Tomorrow morning, I wake up and go to school. So that's where I started hustling at first.
Okay.
For me to say that I'm actually getting into Forex. But it was tough though. It wasn't easy because, mixing school and going to work at the same time.
Yeah.
It was really tough.
I can imagine. So now, you speak about how tough it was for you to actually open charts. Now, is there anybody who actually literally took your hand and walked you through Forex, like this is how we do it, or you had to figure it out yourself?
I wouldn't say there is someone, but there is someone who just gave me a few notes to read.
Yeah.
Not really someone who gave me the knowledge of Forex, because back then the lessons were very expensive.
Yeah.
Since I couldn't afford at least 500 rand, I couldn't pay for the lessons because the lessons were going at
5,000.
5,000.
Yeah,
7,000.
I can imagine.
Those are the prices I started with. So, when you look at Jason and you see his success, and you check the amount of money that he's charging, it was a lot back then.
It was a whole lot. And
it was a lot.
He's not the only one. Do you still remember when they used to charge people for MT4? Like, guys,
exactly.
You'll be charged for MT4 and you you paid 1.5 for MT4, which was
MT4.
it was very useless at that time, but
exactly.
We didn't know. So we learned after. So I'm glad, Prince, that you are being very honest about humble beginnings. Right now, let's take you back through when you took your first trade. How much did you have in your account, and what was going on psychologically? What was your heart doing at that time?
Okay, the first trade that I took, I remember I didn't know anything at all on what's happening. I just had I think my first amount was $10 that I traded. Then someone was like, there's news on GBP pairs. So I didn't even know what's happening. Then I ignored him. It's like, news is coming out soon. Let's close all positions. I had opened a buy on GBP CAD.
Yeah.
And then he was like, there's news coming. I was like, what's news?
Yeah.
It's like this. They're going to release news. I thought maybe it's just saying that he wants to go and watch TV. And watch the news and then I closed my chat. Then I went to play. I was like, opening the first trade, it was scary for me. But at some point, I gave myself this confidence that, it's either I lose it or I'm going to make money.
Yes,
but I didn't know how you close. I didn't even know how you close a position. I only knew how to open. So likely by that time, the news came out and then it went into my direction. The first amount that I made was $100.
Yo, beginner's
but
luck.
I closed up around $70 because I didn't even know how to close. I had to look for someone who knows how to close and run to him and tell him, help me close this profit. Because all I saw it was blue, but not knowing that is it in profit or is it in loss, I didn't know. Yeah. So I had to run to someone and ask him, okay, what's happening? And then he's like, hey, you're in profit. Close this thing. Then I was like, how do you close? And then he closed it for me.
So did you withdraw the money or you left it in there? I
withdrew it sometime.
I can imagine. So now, my next question is, when you withdrew the money, what was going on in your mind? Did you want to buy something, or you withdrew it because now you didn't trust that Forex was going to pay you back the money?
It wasn't the matter of trust, but it was an issue whereby there was no food at home. So
okay. All right.
I had to risk the $10 that I had. It was $150 that I worked for the whole week washing cars. So I had to withdraw it and buy things that were needed at home. But after buying all those things, I was left with nothing. I couldn't go back and try again.
Yeah.
Then we had to wait for 2 weeks or 3 weeks to get those little funds that we were getting from washing cars and doing all those little jobs we were doing for people.
Yeah.
But the moment I got back to the charts, I started losing.
Now your psychology had changed from actually having to make money to losing, right? Now, my understanding of what you went through is that when everything changed altogether, you couldn't really find yourself. You didn't know what you were trading at that point.
Exactly.
Now, how did you How did you face that situation? Now, I'm trying to understand that when you were blowing at that time, did you think that Forex works?
Actually, what kept me going is actually looking at what other people were doing, even though it was demo accounts.
Okay.
It kept me going, but I kept losing money for some time. Because, the moment you blow, someone posts profits.
Yo.
Then you'll be like, what am I doing wrong? Then that's the moment you start thinking, you know what, let me give it a try.
Yeah.
Because at some point I ended up taking money that I was supposed to buy food with and put it in, but I ended up losing everything. Because at first I think I lost over 90,000. That's when my friends started saying, you know what, let's sit down and calculate. We were still broker by then.
Okay.
Back then, yeah, it was one of the most well-known brokers. So that's when we took all the accounts. We started checking how much have I lost.
Yeah.
That's when I took it serious. You know what? I need to do something about it.
Yeah.
What is it that people have that I don't have? Yeah. What is it that I need to do? You understand? Mm-hmm. That's when I started meeting up with some people there by showgrounds. Then we started discussing some few things. You know, if people wanted money, they wouldn't like give you the whole thing. They'd just give you a little piece that, okay, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do.
So now, are you saying that now you started now sourcing out for information over what is this trading? You started now wanting to understand what is it that revolves around trading?
Exactly. After losing money.
After losing like 90K.
90,000, yeah.
So, guys, what we are trying to show you guys is that it's not everybody who's going to have the beginner's luck and make it in Forex, right? Now, there's times whereby we need the information, and when we get the information doesn't mean that you're going to make the 90,000 back.
True.
Now, what happened after getting the information?
After getting the information, I was still killed by greediness.
Oh gosh!
You know,
point number one, greediness. It's not needed in Forex. It's not needed. So let's talk about greediness.
You know, when it comes to Forex, the moment you get the knowledge, you're like, you know what? Let me recover that money.
Hey.
Let me push in hard. That's a point whereby you become greedy.
Yeah.
You start pushing with bigger lot sizes. It goes into your direction just for a few moments. Then you are killed by a pullback. When you are killed by a pullback, you'll be like, you know what? But it went to my direction later. Let me find again.
Yeah.
You don't analyze. You just go in. It's still going. The moment you go in, it kills you again. You know, after killing you, then you see other people posting profits, and you'll be like, why is it like that? They're looking at me. It's like the market is only looking at me. Why are other people making profits and I'm making losses?
It's like they're waiting for you to enter the market. So
the moment you enter they change the direction. Then
I feel like what you said, it's one point that we also experience. When I say we, I'm talking about Babalo. Because now we'll talk about how when we enter the trade, it suddenly changes direction altogether. And that's how you felt also. You're like, the brokers are waiting for me.
Yo, you feel like they're monitoring you. They know your account that, okay, it's coming back.
Yeah.
It's going.
Yeah.
And they take you out. So it's something whereby I had to blow again that 90,000 the greediness. Because I couldn't adjust to say, okay, you know what, I need to humble myself.
Yeah.
I need to really take things slow. I need to recover that money slowly.
Yeah.
You know, when you don't have a business mind, you always think that things come easy.
Yeah.
You know, just because of you got that little knowledge that you have. Because, you know, a lot of people get knowledge in Forex and then they think, okay, you know what I have, it's enough.
Yeah.
I don't need to add more information.
Yes.
So people suffer just because of they don't want to expand the knowledge that they have. You understand? So that is what I went through. I suffered a lot. I had to blow again and almost another 90,000. Trying to, you know, because the first time I was suffering from the fact that I don't have knowledge.
Yeah.
For the second time.
First, it's knowledge, lack of knowledge. The second time was greediness.
Exactly.
So these are his deadly sins that he had. It was knowledge, greediness. Yeah.
Then the third part, it came whereby now I couldn't hold trades for long.
Yo. Okay, so now you had a setup that actually worked for you.
Exactly.
But now you couldn't hold it to go to take
Exactly,
profit. Why
'cause
you are afraid of blowing?
I'm afraid of blowing, and the fact that I've never, like, you know, for example, if you fund 1,000 rand, and then you have never hold a profit of 500, it's your first time. You know, you wanna close and say, you know what if I lose this 500? Let me just close it, then withdraw. The moment you close and withdraw, some people will withdraw 2,000, and you have withdrawn 500.
And it's
And
the
then
very
it-
same trade.
Exactly. So you end up going around one circle.
Yeah.
You fund, you withdraw, you eat. You fund, you withdraw, you eat. Then at the end of the day, there's no progress, because it's
Yeah.
like you just carry money to eat, then you're done.
So it's from hand to mouth.
Exactly.
So like most of us, I believe that most of us, I say us, I'm saying black children, right? We go into the market without full knowledge over what's going to happen, and most of the time we suffer psychologically more than what the chart is giving us. So now, what was your psychology altogether when you were blowing all those accounts? Did you believe that your psychology is going to change one day and you're gonna make it, or you still funded and said, ah man, I know I'm gonna blow it, let me just try and blow it?
Okay. For me, the psychological part, actually, when it came to that point, I had to get someone where to, like, give me a little bit of knowledge. Otherwise, I was still going to suffer from the fact that because, you know, when it comes to greediness, I did that over and over again. You know, this thing whereby you fund and say, you know what, I'm going to make it. After blowing, you'll be like, you know what, this thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
Then you feel like staying away.
Yeah.
Because the reason why you stay away is because of you don't have money to fund. The moment you get money to fund, you know, it pulls you back. This thing
Tell
whereby
me about it.
fund it back, fund it. You'll be holding the cash, but you feel like, what am I gonna do with it?
Yeah.
I buy food, it will finish. I'll eat, and then what's next? And then you feel like, okay, let me give it a try. Then you'll be like, this is my last time. I'll never find again if I blow this one. Then you find you repeat the same mistake. Same lot size. You become greedy again. Because you know, when we go in, it's this thing whereby you say, if I can just make a little movement, then I've made a lot of money. Then I'm done, I'm out. Then you hold. You have a specific target, but you'll hold until it passes that target, and then you'll be
And
like,
you're like,
know
yeah,
what?
no, it's
Now
going
I
my
got
direction.
And then after a few minutes of closing the chat, you find that the account is blocked.
So now at that point of time, I want to understand, what time frame were you trading?
I didn't even know anything about
Yeah.
it.
I don't want peace. I want problems always.
Oh,
It was this thing whereby I just opened the chat. I just check, at first, it's this thing whereby you just check the candlesticks. You see that, okay, it's a bullish.
Yeah.
The candlesticks are going up, but you don't understand what's happening.
Yeah.
You just
buy.
Buy, and then you let it go. You watch it and you watch it and you watch it. At some point, you feel like, you know what? Let me drag the chart. Why can't I just drag the chart and check it out? At some point, then you'll be like, but it's impossible. I can't do that. And then you find out that maybe you find it like 500 rands. It goes at around negative 350, and then you'll be like, you know what? I'm going to close the chart. I'll see it later. Maybe around 6. And then you find out maybe it's around 12. I check it around 6. You close. After like few minutes of just leaving the phone, you'll be like, you know what?
I'm
Let me
going
check
back.
it. Let me go and check. And you find out it has blown again. I suffered that for over like 2 years.
Yeah. So do you believe at that time you needed psychological help? Because now what I'm picking up is that, yes, you had a little bit of knowledge, but you still needed something to change your aspect towards trading altogether, because now you have lost money, and then you have 3 deadly sins that you're experiencing, which is greed. It is actually having to trade things without knowledge, and then now it's you having to trade for eating. So you had a target that you needed to reach so that you can have food for the night. Do you believe that all of those 3 things, they affected your trading because now you couldn't really stick to the trading plan? Did you even have a trading plan?
I didn't
there?
even have one, because I didn't even know what's a trading plan. Because I was new in the industry, so you could hear people talking about people having mentors, you ask yourself, what's a mentor?
Yeah.
Because you know, me, when I talk about myself in school, I wasn't this person who loved reading and all that.
Yeah.
Even when they gave me the first book that they said I should read, Baby Peeps, you know, he was like, you know what, read this up to page 300, and then I'll show you exactly what you need to do. And then I only read about 3 pages. I was like, it's crazy. I want to read this. You know, because I didn't love reading, so I was like, I can't do that. I cannot read this whole book. I can't read 300 and something pages while I can't even read my books. You understand? I was just someone average at school, not really failing, but I was too playful.
I can understand.
So-
So now what I've realized in life is that not all of us are gonna be academic. We are not all gonna be doctors, we're not all gonna be astronauts. Some of us don't belong in those departments, but now you found your department. So now I wanna talk about when you started making it in Forex now. What had changed altogether?
What do you mean exactly? What had changed?
Remember, you started from having to have greed, no knowledge, and having to trade for food to eat. Now, when you started having light in Forex, what had changed in all those three things?
Okay, actually, I met someone who showed me exactly how he was trading
Okay.
and the lot sizes that he was using. That's when I saw that, you know what I'm doing, it's just a waste of time, because I'm using the same lot size each and every time, but you find out that people with more money are using a lesser lot size than the one I use.
Yeah.
That's when I learned that, you know what, he actually told me that greediness will never take you anywhere. That's when he showed me his weekly profits from the initial deposit that he had.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, you know what, he actually funds less money than the money I fund, but he actually makes more.
Yeah.
Understand? Then he had an account that he was trading. Then he was like, okay, you'll see how much I'll make in a week or in a month.
Yeah.
Then he showed me his weekly profits and monthly profits with the smaller lot sizes. That's when I learned that actually it's not the effect of speed,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's actually the progress that makes sense.
Wow,
So that's
those are
when,
powerful words. It's not the matter of speed,
yeah,
but the progress that you're making through time.
true.
I love what you said there. And after figuring out money management and having to be on a slow pace of life just to understand what you're doing, what happened next?
After figuring all those things, that's when I started actually knowing how to manage money.
Yeah.
After knowing how to manage money, that's when I started making my savings. And then I told myself that, you know what, trading, I wouldn't just want to trade for food.
Yeah.
I need to have savings that I need to have aside besides from money for food.
Yeah.
I need to be someone who's different. Because a lot of people used to trade so that we can buy clothes,
Yeah.
show
True.
off with cars and all that. But the first thing that I had to do is to think of where I come from. And then also think of the situation at home.
Yeah.
And then I never compared myself to anyone, because I took it to an understanding that we are all different at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And we come from different backgrounds.
Backgrounds.
So I might find myself comparing myself with someone who has money already.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it wouldn't work out if I do that.
So now you needed to let go of the people who are already making it, who have the funds already, and start focusing on you growing towards trading altogether. I understand what you mean by that, because now trading takes a lot from a person. I believe even your emotions were mixed after the whole process.
Yeah, true. My emotions were mixed because, you know, the moment you get the right knowledge,
Yeah.
that's when you see that, you know what, so I actually wasted my time and I actually wasted the
A
funds
lot of
that I
money,
had.
yes.
So the moment I started having the good knowledge, source of funds were now like,
Coming back together
Yeah.
and all that. So would you say you were a person, when you started making it, you were a person who had targets, like you have daily targets, weekly targets, or monthly targets, or you were just trading what the chart was giving you?
actually from the start when I started trading, I've never had targets, or rather I say a trading plan.
Yeah.
The reason why mostly I don't have a trading plan is because of I know that things might fall the other side. Then I might find myself having emotions that are uncontrollable.
Yeah.
So I actually prefer to put a certain, I would actually to say, I'll put a target on the charts exactly.
Okay.
And then once it hits that target, I put my stop loss right at the target that I was targeting.
Okay.
Whatever that comes after, it
It's
doesn't
just a
matter.
bonus.
So I'll accept whatever that comes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I like how you are actually psychologically changing me altogether. So you are saying that after putting a take profit, right?
Mhm.
You don't literally set it. After the market has actually passed your take profit, that's where you lock
I
your
lock my
money.
stop-
That
exactly.
means you trail your
I trail my stop loss to my take profit.
Okay, so that when the market gives you more, it's just extra, but
Exactly.
your target is actually saved, even if the market comes back around.
Yes, because a lot of people seem to suffer a lot from this thing whereby you have a weekly target.
Yeah.
Then you find out that you don't meet your target. And then
Yeah.
you have a monthly target, you find out that you don't meet your target. Then at the end of the day, you find yourself blaming yourself or thinking that whatever you have doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because the moment you don't hit your targets, mostly you suffer from this thing. You suffer from a lot of emotions, pressure, and all those kind of things. Because especially now that a lot of, like, for now, everyone is a mentor.
Yeah. Tell me
You know,
about it.
everyone is a mentor. Someone can just buy an account and then start branding and writing all whatever they want. So it's tough. People post a lot of people's results. They steal results from somewhere. They go and post them, and then you suffer from this thing whereby you start thinking that you're not making any progress, yet you are copying people who are not even trading at all.
Yeah, true. That's one thing we are all suffering. I feel like even as mentors, right? When they start stealing your stuff, now your psychology gets to change. You get to ask yourself that who's true in the forex industry and who's not.
Exactly.
Now, given the time span that you have started from trading and not making it, and trading and making it, when you sum it up, how long have you been trading, Prince?
Since 2017.
Yo, it's been long.
It's been long. It's
Guys,
been a
he's
while.
a guru. Prince Nasdaq is a guru. So now, Prince, I believe that you covered a lot of things that I wanted. But now, after losing that 90,000 and almost 90,000, how did you feel? How did you get up? Did you look at you being a failure, or did you just say, in God's timing, I'll have it right?
Okay, actually, losing the 90,000, it's actually what gave me. It actually what encouraged me to push hard. Because one thing is that a lot of my friends were laughing, like, you know what, you were funding $20, $20, but you lost a lot.
Yeah.
So they were all like, you know what, you're not going to make it in this. You've lost a lot of money and you've funded a lot of money.
Yeah.
You understand? So you're not going to make it. So it actually encouraged me to work hard and make sure that I prove myself that I can do this. That is why a lot of my friends, they are still low on Forex. They didn't actually make it to where I am. Not that I'm married to where I am, but I'm somewhere.
Yeah.
So a lot of my friends never reached to a stage that I reached to.
So
Just
they
because
never
of-
believed in you.
Yeah, they never really believed, because actually we were like 4 of us. I was the lowest when it comes to the knowledge of Forex. I didn't have much knowledge. The rest were here.
Yeah.
There was this guy who was always low, the lowest guy that they would actually want an advice from whenever they want to take an entry.
Yeah.
You know, if you give an advice, they'll be like, you know what? Wait, let me take it from
Maybe
here. You know, those kind of things. That is
so
like,
you never made sense.
yeah, it
Okay.
was something like that until I started being solo. I
Yeah.
actually separated myself and, started saying, you know what, I need to push alone.
Yeah.
I need to see how far I can go alone without the team.
And I bet that worked really nice for you.
Yeah, it worked. Because
So
sometimes working with a team, it drags you down because you wait for others to give a point.
Yeah.
You'll be like, you know what, someone will give a point. So you won't have that push to actually push you hard to work, because you always depend on others.
Yeah,
So
true.
sometimes when you work as a team, sometimes you depend on someone.
Yeah.
Not that it happens to everyone, but to some people it happens, like it happened to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, after you had all the money, you've made money and all that, did you have, we call it rock bottom, a trader's block, right? Whereby you have made a whole lot of money and then you get to donate it back to the market. Have you reached that stage before?
Whereby I get to donate back. Yeah, okay, this one, it always happens.
Yeah.
Donating back to the market. If
Yeah.
you're not going to donate, you're not going to make it.
Yeah, true. I like that point.
The moment you start saying, okay, I'm a perfect trader, there's no one who would say I'm a perfect trader.
Yeah.
Things always go sideways.
Yeah.
You can either make money or you
lose
either lose
it.
it. That's it. When funding on the market,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that you have to tell yourself, don't tell yourself that, okay, it's 100% win.
Yeah.
Although you do have a good strategy, sometimes things go sideways that you even think that, you know what, the knowledge I have is not enough while it's enough.
Yeah.
The market on its own, you just have to accept that sometimes it takes the money, sometimes it gives you.
Yeah.
But mostly it's actually working on making more profits than losses.
Okay. So you are saying that it's good to make losses because it's a learning curve for you.
Exactly.
And whatever the market takes, you can get back.
You can get it back even times 2 or times 5.
Okay, I love what you're saying there because now, as people, we obsess over being right in the market. Like when you look at Instagram accounts, like you said, there's a whole lot that's going on Instagram. Most of us obsessed on being right, and when we are wrong, we get to be crucified for it. So have you been in a point whereby you were wrong and everybody started calling you a scam? They're like, yeah, Prince is not doing the right thing, you know?
Yeah, it happens. The time I became a mentor and decided to become a mentor, a lot of people used to say, I'm scamming people. I was called a scammer at first. Even by a lot of my friends. The guys I was working with, they're like, you're scamming people, you're not doing the right thing. Until they saw results that I brought up in some of my students.
Yeah.
That's when they started believing, you know what, this guy knows how to trade. And then some of them came under my wing, some of them couldn't, just because they wanted to be solo as well. They wanted to work alone, and I understood that because I also took the same decision.
Yeah.
So I came to a point whereby there is also a point whereby you give signals, right?
Yeah.
And then you find out that in a week, I can give maybe 2 signals a day.
Yeah.
You find out that you give maybe 10 signals a week.
Yeah.
6 will be wrong.
Yeah. And
Then
that's
4 is
true.
correct. By the
Yeah.
moment those first 6 become wrong, remember, students blow accounts.
Okay.
The moment you give right signals, they don't have anything in their accounts.
Yeah, true.
And then they started calling you a scam.
Yeah.
They say, you know what, you're scamming.
So this is very crucial information. I believe that everybody who's a signal provider would understand what Prince is talking about because now blowing in the market is not easy. And when people have blown like even 3 times, even if let's say it's not six times, it's 3 times. Now your students will be very, very afraid to take trades after blowing 3 times. I believe they're just gonna be a fight. Some people go like, no, there'll be time whereby we make money, and it'll just be a group. Like there'll be those ones who believe in you and those ones who don't. So when you reach the point whereby people said your signals don't work anymore, did you get affected psychologically?
Yeah, as a mentor as well, it affects you because you start thinking, will this ever change?
Yeah.
That's when you go back. But sometimes it gives you a push whereby you need to go back to the chart and reanalyze. Sit down and you start thinking, you know what, whatever I did previously, I need to correct it up. Because when someone blows an account, they step back.
Yeah.
They watch. They want to see if someone is going to post positive results.
Oh.
That is what they do.
Yeah.
They step back and then they don't fund. They relax. And then the moment they see positive results, that's when they start gaining. Because they don't just come back same time as soon as they see results.
Yeah.
They should at least see 3-4 people or 3-4 times that your results are positive.
Yeah.
That's when they start getting back. You know what? I'm funding my account.
Yeah.
That's when they start unboxing you. I'm coming back. I'm funding my account today. Can you give a signal? Students always have this thing whereby they think that signals can always be given at any time.
Yeah.
If they pay for signals, let's say around 11 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
Some of them are expecting a signal sometime.
Yeah, true.
Because they don't know anything about the market.
The market, yes.
They always think that you can always give a signal at any time.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Because I also don't blame them, because I used to have that mentality at first. Because I used to just open the chat and go in.
Yeah.
I didn't know that there's sessions, that there's a particular time that you need to trade.
Yes. Yes.
I don't blame them. It's a stage that you go through. Yeah.
So now, guys, this thing is psychological. As you can hear, Prince is saying that there's stages and then there's times in the market that you get to take your trades, and then there's those who want signals just about the same time when they have paid, and they're not so patient. So most of the time, we put our mentors under pressure, and you find that they don't give correct signals because now they are pressurized to give signals because somebody's just paid, right?
Yeah, true.
Okay, so Prince, thank you for sharing about what you went through and what you're going through still. I believe that you're still going through the very same thing whereby you've got people who are just asking for signals and they go ahead, they're like, no, Prince, can you please send a signal? Yeah.
I still have a lot of people who do that. I still have a lot.
So now, one more question for you. Do you have any motivation for people who are still trying to make it, still trying to like pick themselves up, and for those who have lost so much and have lost hope in Forex? Do you have like any words for them?
For me, for those who are still new and just got to know about Forex, what I want to say is that it's possible. As long as they want it to be possible, it's possible. There's nothing impossible. For those that have been in the industry and gave up, what I want to say is that don't come back.
Emotional, damn it!
Rather just give up. Because, there's these people that we are fighting with each and every time. People who tell you that Forex is a scam.
Yeah.
Just because they've heard rumors about it. They've never tried it.
Yeah.
They've been in the industry. They're just watching. They take signals. They don't want to learn on what's happening. Because a lot of students are relying on signals.
Yeah.
They don't want the knowledge. And then those students that are mostly on signals, they're the ones who say Forex is a scam.
Oh, yes.
So I wouldn't say I'm going to motivate. At this particular time, we can't find ourselves pushing someone to know about Forex. Because I'm sure that Forex is now everywhere.
Yeah.
It's nothing whereby we need to push someone to do it. But to those new members that just joined Forex, it's very possible and you can do it. It's very possible.
It's very possible.
They shouldn't give up. As long as you want something, don't give up on it.
And for those who have given up, don't
come back. For those who have given up, just give up.
Okay, that was our conversation with Prince. He has given motivation. He spoke about everything that he goes through. So guys, we'll see you in our next episode. Bye.